Tesla Model X, I mean, it's so good, but it's also so bad. This is probably the most honest review you're gonna find about the Tesla Model X on the internet. And this is the Tesla Cybertruck, the most refrigerator-looking clunky car I've ever driven. And at the end of this video, I'll be doing this. Hi there, I have an appointment at 10 for an appraisal.
What kind of car you got?
Tesla. Got my CarMax offer. This is the 2023 Tesla Model X, aka Stormbreaker, aka paid way too much money and lost so much value. Now, this is not a sponsored video, but I keep getting so many questions about my Tesla Model X because lots of people want to either upgrade from their Tesla Model Y, or they're considering a Model X because they have multiple kids, or they got their Foundation Series invite for this Tesla Cybertruck, and they're debating whether to get the Tesla Cybertruck or something that seems more practical and get a Tesla Model X. And let me tell you, at first I was all in on the Tesla Model X, and overall I still think it's a great car. But here's the thing, the Model X today in 2024 is just too outdated and lagging behind everything and everyone. If you look at the breakdown of Teslas, the Model 3 and Y are the budget-friendly electric vehicles for most consumers. The Model S and X, it's more on the luxurious side, more expensive variants that are bigger, and it should be better with more features, right? And of course, you have on the other side of the spectrum, the Tesla Cybertruck, which is a great alternative to those wanting more utility like a truck, but still a fully capable vehicle. Now, if I had a kid or maybe two kids, this video will probably be going a lot differently. I did do a video where I compared both the Model X and the Tesla Cybertruck, and I go into a ton of detail so you can check that out. But I'm coming from myself. I'm a Model Y owner who upgraded to the Model X, and I've been using that as my daily driver. Just a little bit about me. I'm Everyday Chris. Make sure you guys subscribe, and as always, like the video. I don't have any kids. I have 3 dogs, and I have a wife. I'm 6'3" with back pain. I like long walks on the beach. So why did a dinkwad like myself need a Model X? Well, comparing apples to apples to the Model Y, the Model X is bigger and better in every way. And it should be because it costs more. So let's talk about cost. First off, I purchased my Model X long range for $94,990. I got the upgraded $5,500 wheels, and I paid $10,000 for full self-driving, raising the total to $113,000, not including tax. Today, you can get the same exact Model X long range with the same miles starting at $79,990. Almost a $15,000 difference I lost. And all the same upgrades if you wanted with the price point of $98,000. I mean, even full self-driving got cheaper. Sweet mercy. I lost so much money. God. Not only that, because it's a Model X and it costs so much, the insurance is so much more than my Tesla Model Y, as well as registration fees. Now, if you compare that to a Model Y long range, it can cost as little as $46,000, almost double the price. But what makes the Model X so much more expensive? First, of course, we have more range. If you get the standard wheels in the Model X, you can get up to 335 miles with 2 motors, whereas in a cheaper, smaller version, the Model Y, you get 320 miles with a single motor. However, is a 15-mile difference worth double the cost? And that's the big question, right? Everyone wants to know, do I get a Model Y and stay with the Model Y, or should I get a Model X? I mean, of course, the Model X, it has some super cool features like auto-presenting doors that open and close automatically, as well as a huge panoramic glass roof, so you have better visibility, but also more sun and light, so it does get kind of annoying. And of course, you can't forget the Falcon Wing doors. Now, years ago, many people hated the Model X because of these doors. Not because of how they worked, but because how often they broke and caused issues. For me though, after that initial wear down period with the seals, I haven't had any issues with my doors. And yes, the alignment isn't perfect. You can see the paint rubbing off in certain areas, and it does squeak. However, with some specially placed high quality felt tape, the squeaking has stopped. Aside from that, cameras are the same. The hardware is the same. And while the interior is slightly different, it's not a huge reason to upgrade over a Model Y. Yeah, you get noise cancellation when you're listening to music sometimes, but that thing is a gimmick. It doesn't work at all. I mean, honestly, between you guys and me, if I had kids, would I get a Model X right now? I'm gonna have to say no. And again, I'm not sponsored, but I would get a top-of-the-line Kia EV9. I have a video on it. You get captain's chairs, massage seats, thigh bolsters that recline, tons of features, room for a full-size adult in the 3rd row, and really good self-driving features. But that's a completely different topic. With the Model X, yes, you get a nice 6-seater with captain's chairs and a little screen where you can like watch shows and stuff. But the third row is just too small. They have vents there, but they don't even work. It's just passive. And it's not a good place for adults, just for small kids. Not to mention you lose a ton of trunk space. However, if I did sell my Model X, the only feature I'd actually miss, actually maybe 2 features I'd miss, but the biggest is the Falcon Wing doors. I love that thing. It's honestly the biggest selling point and the reason why I tell my friends with kids to get the Model X, because first off, having kids is stressful if they're screaming and crying all the time. You know, you can't just put them in a crate like a dog. And if you're parked next to a car in a parking lot with no space, you don't want to be that guy that dings the door with your car door. But being able to open the door so it goes out of the way completely, allowing 100% access to take a kid or a dog out of the second row is a game changer. So if you think this alone is worth spending double the money versus the Model Y, then go for it. But aside from that, my opinion has changed so much on the Model X. Yes, if my hands are full and the door opens by itself, it's awesome. But I never really had this issue where I literally can't press a button on the Cybertruck or open the door handle on the Model Y. I can figure it out. And the door closing with the press of a brake pedal is another one of those, yeah, it's cool, but not worth $100,000 cool. And yes, the big question. There are 2 screens in the Model X. And everyone's like, oh my God, I like it so much because I can see the speed and blah, blah, blah. But really, is it that hard to look slightly to the right and see the speed on your corner? Like, look, if I'm driving like this is what I'm doing. That's it. That's it right there. Boom. I did it again. I did it again. That's it. And not only that, people don't talk about this. One annoying thing that you don't get is the ability to touch that center screen. You lose so many features of the Model Y because, you know, you have that one center screen that I miss, like being able to press the speed for the autopilot to go to that speed limit or moving the car around to see objects nearby. I can't do that in the Model X or the Model S for that matter because the screen is pretty much useless because you can't touch it. So when I go from the Tesla Model X to the Model Y or the Cybertruck, I don't miss that screen at all. And before, I mean, it was cool because the GPU is so much better so you could play Steam games in the Model X, but they removed it for some reason. Why? Because, I mean, including myself, nobody plays the games. It takes forever to update on cellular the games. And who's gonna play Steam games in their Tesla on like super low graphics? By the time my game is done updating, I'm already done charging. And yes, ventilated seats are nice and they aren't in the Model Y yet. And that was one of the reasons I kind of like the Model X over the Model Y. But if we compare the Model 3 refresh to the Model X features, the Model 3 has so many more features that are better, if not the same as the Tesla Model X. One nice thing, of course, is the adaptive suspension in the Model X, where you can make it firmer or softer, and the ride quality is much better than the current Model Y. But almost as good as the updated Model 3 with their new suspension, which I'm gonna assume is gonna come to the Model Y refresh as well. You see where I'm going with this? So what's gonna happen when the Model Y gets updated and you get all those features from the Model 3? The Model X is literally gonna be so outdated and it's just not worth the cost. Now there are rumors, whispers if you will, and I haven't seen any test vehicles out there yet, but there are rumors that a Model S and X refresh is coming soon, and not just a refresh, but a whole new design that speaks to the new side of Tesla like the Model 3. So this leads me to my next topic. What are things I'm hoping and looking for where I can actually say, yeah, you should get the Model X instead of the new Model Y or even the Cybertruck? First off, who is the Model X for? Big families, multiple kids. I need better features and dimensions in the second and third row. The captain's chairs in the second row needs to have more features like the bolster extender in the Kia, maybe individual screens for each child, dedicated air vents, especially for the third row, as well as just more space and of course the ability to lay the second row down flat so you have more trunk space. I'd want cool new features only in the Tesla Model X, like what the Kia has, like passenger talk, where the third row can talk to the driver and vice versa using the mic and speakers. Make it a comfortable 3-row SUV. And get rid of the double screen. Either give me a nice big screen like the Cybertruck or a single piece glass display that's all touch sensitive like the BMW iX, where we can touch stuff, customize things, move it around. Make it premium, make it set apart from the Tesla Model Y. And massage chairs, you think, oh, it's just a gimmick. They're actually really useful, one on long road trips to help muscle fatigue, avoid that soreness and a bad back like me. And of course, ambient lighting, you have to have that. It's a no-brainer. It's in the Model 3 refresh. It should be in every model by now. And how hard is it to have the ability to have dynamic tint? for the second row and even the top part of the glass roof since it's so big. And it's something amazing found in the new Rivian R1S refresh. And of course, why don't we have a powered front by now? I don't know, it's not in the Model 3 refresh, so I'm assuming it's not gonna be in the Model Y. So set it apart. Make the Model S and X a powered front, just provide more unique features. So I'll say, yeah, I could pay a little bit more for the Model X because I think it's worth it. And you have to have a front camera like the Cybertruck to make parking easier and improve visibility. And of course, if we're being super optimistic, independent rear steering and steer-by-wire. Those are just a few of the stuff I love to see. And these aren't impossible things. Most of this stuff is found in the Cybertruck and the Model 3 refresh. So I feel like it's very possible and it can come. But having these unique features for the higher end models will separate it from the budget-friendly Model 3 and Model Y. Now, one thing I haven't talked about, Section 179, bonus depreciation. If you own a business, because the Model X weighs a certain amount, it allows you to write off a portion of the car. And this should be one of the main reasons to buy a Model X over a Model Y. But don't just sell your car like me early because you're gonna have to pay a penalty. And again, talk to a CPA. I'm not a CPA and this is not financial advice. And again, both qualify for the $7,500 federal tax credit. But honestly, there's no real reason right now to get a Model X unless, like I said before, you have lots of kids. What do you think? Am I crazy? Is it wrong for me to sell the Tesla Model X? By the way, if anyone is interested in my Tesla Model X, let me know in the comments below. I'll take you on a nice lunch, show you how much I love the car. DM me, hit me up on Instagram, hit me up, email, let me know. We'll work it out. So right now, the Model X, say goodbye. It's going to CarMax to see how much I can get for it. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. And I like CarMax, it's easy. You can sell it to a private party if you really wanted to. The appraiser, he looked at the interior, he took a bunch of photos, checked out my VIN, mileage, checked out the front. I was hoping for 60 or more, but they gave me 57,000. There's a bunch of third-party Tesla websites that sell Tesla specifically, and they might be able to get a better value for it. So we'll see what happens.